Hello, my love. I hope you are all doing well today. I'm getting there. And today I'd like to look at the Senate race between David Perdue and John Ossoff. So I'd like to look at their chances of taking the Senate. And for that, I will be using this deck for David Perdue and this one for John Ossoff. So let's dive in. Okay, in the heart of the spread, we do have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is this card of wishes coming through. But this card does have this fear of holding on to things, being materialistic. So the idea here is that David Perdue is running he's into this race not because he necessarily likes the job. The reason why they are there is because it benefits them more than it benefits their constituents. So the Nine of Cups, this is the card of yes, you have everything that you that you've wished for, all that you ever wanted. This is it. This set is an opportunity for him to continue to put others down so that he could rise and have all the money that he could ever imagine, because this is a party of corruption. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but it is true. In the recent past, we do have the death card, and death here is not death of him per se, but death here has to do with changes. This is change and transformation. It's death of the old for the new to start. And this card, the death card here, is in the past position, because yes, I do have past, present, future, advice, and obstacle. So there is something here that changed. And it may have to do with 45 losing the state of Georgia in the presidential election. So this could be the change here, because if Perdue is holding on to 45 supporters and the support that he has in Georgia, with 45 losing Georgia, prove that yeah, Georgia is not as red as, or was not as red as they thought. So the transformation here could be tied to 45 and his performance in Georgia. And that could also affect the results for Perdue. We shall see. In the advice position, we do have the Sun. And the Sun here is a card of happiness and card of joy. And in the advice here, the Sun being in this position, this is an opportunity for him to show a new facet of himself. And what I mean, yes, he is Republican, and honestly, my love, I don't know much about this guy or what he is about, but I just have a really bad feeling about him. So this card, the Sun card here, is telling me that if he's been nasty, it is probably time to show a prettier side of himself that could be more appealing to even Democrat voting for him. But that is in the advice. Is he going to do that? I don't know. It's up to him. I mean, he does what he wants, you know. But it could also be a card of celebration of the people because he lost. And the reason I say that is because in his obstacle, we have a card of loss here and sadness in uh the three of swords. So the three of needles here, this is pain, this is suffering, this is sadness. Does it mean he loses? This is in his obstacle. There's a possibility that he does not pull this one through. There's a possibility of him losing. But again, nothing is set in stone. And you know, yes, we have heartbreak here, but things can go either way. And the reason why I say that is because of the page of cups here in the future position. The page of cups here, if you look at it, I mean, all the pages have this innocence about them. And when you put innocence, I mean, innocence in the sense that they are usually younger people, and also this sense of immaturity or even irresponsibility. So the page of cup here being in the future position may tell of, yes, there is a possibility for Perdue to make it and win this, but he is also very responsible. So are the people going to vote for him? That is, I mean, we are going to see it, but I mean, right now this card don't look too much, I mean, too good. Or I mean, honestly, these cards, they don't say per se that he will lose, they don't say per se that he will win. But keep in mind, we do have something that happens in the past here that possibly changed things for him with the death card, and it is related to, it's tied to 45% performance in the state of Georgia. We do have the the three of swords, which is heartbreaking. But we also have the sun. So my love, what I'm trying to say is it looks like it could go either way. And of course, I'm going to pull the card for John Ossoff, and we will have a better understanding. But I pulled the next card here, and I do have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is a card of celebration. It is I mean, as you can see, you have the red, and it is celebration, it is achievement of things. So again, there is a possibility that he does it, he pulls through. And also here the achievement could be of his opponent, or the achievement of the whole state to vote blue twice, you know, or I should say, yeah, well, twice, because they did it in the presidential election, then there is this election and another one. Then we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of disappointment. So here with the Three of Swords, there is a possibility here of loss for him. And that is, of course, if things are played the right way, if there is no shenanigan, of course. Then we have the Five of Needles. This is a disagreement that he has, and it's also a disagreement in the term of also fight for this seat. But Five of Swords is also winning, not in a noble way, winning by cheating. So that's what the Five of Swords here says. And it's interesting because as I was taking this, I was saying if there is no shenanigan, he may lose. And then the next card we have is the Five of Swords, which is winning by cheating. But then the next one is the Ten of Needles. Ten of Needles is the ten of that's the ten of swords, and this is a card of fatality. This is a card of betrayal, a massive betrayal. And the betrayal here will be Georgia voting against him. Again, my love, nothing is set in stone. This is the energy for as of now. At the time I'm recording this, it is, we are Sunday, November 22nd, I believe. We are November 22nd, I think, Sunday. So that's the energy as of now. So keep in mind that things do change, my loves, and I mean they're not set in stone, right? Then we have the Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins, new opportunities with money, donors, donations. That is, yes, it's continuing. People showing up for him to donate to his campaign and help him go through. Eight of Wands, we have Eight of Wands here. Things happening really fast. Yeah, things are going to move pretty quick. And it also, I mean, whatever I'm telling you right now, my love, is it also depends on the voter, because remember this is for January 5th, and that is winter. Are people going to go out and vote in winter? It all depends on them too. If they don't vote, I mean, that's going to impact the result altogether. Then here we do have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups is internal work, like working on yourself in an internal journey, but it is also a card of leaving things behind. And final card, the Empress. The Empress here, this is a card of creativity. This is a card of nurturing yourself. So I don't see that in him. So it may say that he has higher chances to lose. Now, is he going to lose? As I said, it is up to the voters if they can they can come overturn the shenanigans that are going to go behind the scenes, because believe me, there will be a lot of shenanigans going on behind the scenes. So if the voters show up as they did for Biden, there is a possibility that they vote against him and that he actually loses. So let's see what the cards say for John Ossoff. In the past position, we do have the Six of Cups, and it is interesting to see the Six of Cups in the past position, because the Six of Cups deals with things from the past usually, but the Six of Cups here also tells us that, you know, there's something childish about him. Well, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's And even when you look at him, he looks not like a child, but he's very young, or at least he looks very young. So the Six of Cups here could also be that he may be seen as being too young for this job. It's a possibility. But just because you are young or look young for a job, that it means you're not good for that job. Your looks doesn't do the job, your brain does. So this is what we have in the past here. So in the current situation, we have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands has to do with planning, putting things in motion. If you are working on a project, putting things together for it to start moving. So it is not a card of movement per se, but he is definitely doing all that he can to make to win this seat. In the advice, we have the Eight of Coins, and the Eight of Coins is a card of the apprenticeship. I mentioned earlier that he does look young for possibly this job, or even that people may feel like he is too young for the job. But with the Eight of Coins here, he knows his stuff. And this is someone who is, I think he is, there's some occupations that once you open your first book, you never stop. Like, I mean, these roles such as physicians or lawyers or those kind of things, I'm not saying he's either, but what I'm trying to say is this is someone, he does his research a lot and is always working to better himself and acquire more knowledge that he can use for others. So at least that's what he comes across as, and as I feel, as I touch this, what I feel from this card. In the obstacle, we have the Hangman, and the Hangman here, this is something being put on pause, something being stopped for whatever reason. Now, is he the one stopped in this race? Or also, will he have to make some sacrifices for him to get this seat? Because the hangman also has to do with sacrifices. And the sacrifice here will be possibly in the change of position if he becomes a senator. So there, yes, but there is also here something on pause. In the future position leading forward, we do have the magician. And the magician here is a beautiful card to have here, because the magician literally says you have all it takes to get what you want. You have all you need to manifest your reality, or the reality that you want. And it's funny enough, well, not funny enough, but it is interesting to see that we do have the Eight of Coins also with the magician. So he really works toward putting all chances by his side, if I can say things like that, even though I don't believe in chances. But he seems to have some chances here to pull this through. But again, like with David Perdue, these cards are not conclusive. I mean, they are not saying he is going to lose or that he is going to make it. They don't say it, because like David Perdue, it can go either way. But I'm looking at his cards, they definitely look more positive than what David Perdue had. Next card that we have is the Knight of Coins. And you've heard me say it so much on the channel. The Knight of Coins is the knight in the whole tarot. This is the only knight that is not in movement. So that involves, because it's not in movement, the idea here is patience. Be patient. And that is, I mean, whatever, he can only do what he can do. There are other things that, it's not in his power, like the votes. People go out and vote or send their ballots and vote. If they don't do it, he's not getting in. Then we have the Page of Cups. Again, the Page of Cups, I don't know what sign he is, but it comes back to reinforce what I said here with the Six of Cups. Something, not immaturity, but that childish like or childlike, something childlike about him in the Page of Cups here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that in a wrong way or in a negative way. This is part of what makes his charm. This is part of what attract to what attract some voters. So it is definitely a good thing. Then we have, he also has the six of coins. The six of coins here coming for him. He's in need of financial assistance. He's in need of financial assistance, and well, him and his campaign. So that would definitely be a help here if he can receive the donation. That will be helpful for the campaign and for himself. But then here we have the Tower card, which is the final card for him. And the Tower card is, yes, in many cases it is chaos, but the Tower is mainly drastic changes. So the change here is, yes, either way there's going to be change for this in this election. For the result, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser, or one is going to win and one is going to lose. Now, the Tower here could be another win for the Democrats in the fact that Georgia again rejects Republicans by picking him. That could be the Tower moment here for the whole state. This is what it could be. But it could also be that because he doesn't get the support that he needs, he gets the tower card, the tower moment, where it's going, I mean, this goes in his not in his favor. And this also could be why the hangman here thinks being put on pause. If he doesn't have the assistance that he needs, that could be the end of the road for him. So again, my love, we are going to see how those things go. It is all in the it's all in the air. John Ossoff definitely has better chances, I mean better cards than David Perdue, but it still can go either way. So again, people have to go and vote. Don't get complacent. Go out and vote. And yes, do as, or I should say, mail in your votes. Because yeah, there's still the pandemic. So however you choose to do it, my lovely people in Georgia, you need to vote. It doesn't matter here who you, well, it does matter who you vote for, and I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. But what I want to say is, regardless of who you are cheering for, you need to vote to get them in. Yes, so let's see now this card with the oracle card for the card of today before I send you off. And today's card is Nautilus Princess, Powerful Personal Growth. So, my love, this card points to things changing. Yeah, this is a moment of change, outside as well as inside. And this is a time to really dive within yourself and look at your potential. Look at things that you can do and use them to prepare you forward. It is also the time to put aside resistance. I know change can be scary, but it is necessary. So instead of trying to fight the change that is happening around us, it is time to rather embrace it. And also, this is a time that you want to pay attention to your surrounding even more. And the reason for that is, you may meet someone who will teach you the things that you need to move forward, someone who could assist in this personal growth of yours. It could be a teacher, it could be a doctor, it could be a friend, it could be a significant other, So you really want to pay attention, and not just your surrounding, I mean physical surrounding, but spiritual surrounding too. Because by that, I mean spiritual surrounding, that is the realm where your guides are. You want to pay attention to what they have to say. You also want to call on them to help you through this transition that we are all going through at the moment, to give you the strength to go through it in a healthy way. So, really embrace this moment of change because, as I said, change may be scary, but it is necessary. So, I hope this message resonates with you, my love. And if you have, of course, questions, please leave them in the comments below. I always love interacting with you. I love to read your questions or your thoughts. So please drop them below. Thank you so much, my love, for tuning in, and see you soon.